Welcome back to Metals, Money, and Markets. We're at April 27th, 2018. As always, Mickey Fulp, the Mercenary Geologist, will make sense of this. And for MiningClips.com, I'm Rob Goodman. Hey, Mickey, let's get at it here. We got a strong dollar reflected weekly in the metals here. Let's run through it, where gold actually hung in there, only down 1%.
Yeah, it did hang in there a bit. It rallied a little bit the last couple of days, closed at 13.23, down 1%. Silver gave back all of its gains and even more from last week, closed at 16.48, down 3.5%. Platinum also down 9.12 for 1.5% loss. And palladium came back to earth after last week's run-up on very good U.S. auto news, closed at 9.65, down approaching 6%. One thing we should look at is the gold-silver ratio. It surged back above 80, and despite all the silver bugs' joy last week, it turned to tears this week.
And finishing up with copper, speaking of giving back gains, pretty rough week here for copper.
Well, copper actually had a very good week, but it gave back 6 cents today. It closed at 3.07, actually gave back 7 cents for a 2.5% loss. Of concern is now 3 months backward and a very low contango going out to the 6 months, despite the fact that it is in Britain, but the Baltic Dry Index is on the rise. It hit 1,300. It's actually gone exponential over the last 3 weeks or so. Got some fairly negative news out of the copper world this week. Indonesia had another political attempt at chaos. And they're still after that 51% of Grosberg. Chile announced it will continue to subsidize Codelco's modernization plan. That calmed the market a bit because of the election of a right-wing president, Piñera. Now, he's been in before, but he replaced a left-leaning government. Escondida, a strike looming in June, but really probably what weighed on the markets more than anything is warehouse inventories have been surging, and those are certainly a concern.
And head over to the energy markets here, relatively flat here for oil.
Yeah, oil had kind of a flat week, down a little bit, then up a little bit. Lots of different things pulling, and one thing we should take note of is Brent is at a 3.5-year high at $74. That arbitrage with WTI is now over $6 again. It closed at 68.05 for a 21-cent loss on the week. Driven somewhat by political news with Trump threatening to quit the Iran deal. The continued sanctions on Venezuela, those have both weighed on the market. But by the same token, U.S. inventories were up this week a bit. Exports at an all-time high of 2.3 million barrels. Production at an all-time high of 10.6 million barrels. And rigs up +8 for the week. Canadian rigs down again, -8.
And head over to currencies here, where the dollar rallied as mentioned, and of course the euro and loonie were off.
Yeah, this dollar rally, it's up nearly 2 points over the last couple of weeks, closed at 91.50. A lot of this has to do with weakness of the euro, concern in the eurozone with continuing negative interest rates, weaker economic data. It closed at 121. We haven't seen that since the first week of January, down 1.2%. And the loonie continues to take it in the shorts, closed below 78 cents, 0.7794 for 0.6% loss. And really, this has to do with bad oil news out of Canada continuing.
And finishing up with these equities markets, relatively flat here speaking.
Yeah, we had a quiet week. The Dow's been range bound now for 3 weeks, somewhere between 24,000 and 24,600. Closed midway today at 24,311 for a 1.5% loss on the week. S&P 500 closed almost exactly flat. It was up 1 point to 2671, and Nasdaq closed a little down, 71.23, down 23 points on the week. The VIX was lower in that 15 to 18 range this week, so kind of a quiet week in U.S. markets.
And finishing up with the venture, could not hold that 800 level and pulled back.
Yeah, I came off 4 or 5 days this week. It finished flat today only. Closed at 784 for a 2.5% loss on a week. But geez, it just the volumes go down on a daily basis and really down big time today. Only 33 million shares traded today. That's 1/7 of the high day rate in January. And it also was a low volume since back in the bear market in late March of 2016. So venture exchange stocks cannot find a bid right now.
Hey, Mickey, appreciate you breaking it down. We'll keep our fingers crossed on this Korean situation, and have a great weekend.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob.